What's good with y'all? RohXO. My webcam's not working, won't be for the foreseeable future, but today I'm gonna break down a Flint beat from scratch. So sort of differentiated from what they're doing in Detroit right now. Like it's a little more up tempo, it's a little more erratic and insane. Especially like on the lyrical side as well as the beats. But yeah, instead of a sample, like a lot of Flint beats and Detroit beats use, I'm gonna do this one from scratch. And these beats are just insanely simple, as you're about to see. But yeah, I'm gonna get into it. Here's the beat. So first up, we got this Nexus grand piano right here. It's just a goated bass piano, honestly. It's just so good for creating bass lines and these aggressive beats. But here's what it sounds like. So yeah, we're actually in G sharp minor, but starting at that D sharp and going to the next note above, the fifth, and then I guess the fourth, that's the move. That's like the common Flint progression right there. Add a little bit of variation right at the end right here, but yeah, kept it pretty simple. For effects on that, I got nothing. The CQ just cuts out like the lowest of the lows, and I have that and everything. So next up, we got this other piano preset from Nexus. This is a cool little preset. Called Diamond right there, and it's just like a little top line. I use a little bit of call and response to sort of get more bounce in the melody, and the bounce in these beats is super important when you're at this BPM. You just got to keep like just a nice ass bounce. But here's what it sounds like. So if I play both of those together, it sounds like this. So just be strategic about which gaps you want to fill in and stuff. This is kind of a busy beat, so it's not as many, but like where I can add a little bit of call and response, I do. I did do Alt-R right there to randomize these velocities, so that's something you can try. For effects on that, we just got like a little bit of basic reverb, and that's pretty much it. Next up, we got these strings. Here's some like cheap ass sounding strings. They're from Expand too, and it's the Big Piz strings preset right there. Very simple pizzicato sort of string sound. Sounds like this. And it just repeats. It's just very simple all together so far. And I'm going to keep doing that just because you need a little bit of context on the call and response. So here's what it sounds like. The other thing I did, just effects wise, is just pan the keys on the strings opposite ends just a little bit, just to differentiate them, because they sort of occupy the same space. So panning in melodies is super important. If you have two melodies sort of occupying the same space, especially the counter melodies, just make sure you separate them in the stereo imaging. But yeah, for effects on that, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of reverb right there. Next up, we got this bell right here. This is from Donna's kit. It's from this Third Eye kit, hard ass kit. I recommend it. The bell's in there fire. That's pretty much what I go to put there for. But here's what it sounds like. Yeah, and that just repeats. Yeah, these bells, these tubular bells, are in like every Flint beat, Detroit beat, now they're in like everything, underground beats, you know. So you're gonna hear them a lot. For effects on that, just got that little reverb right there. One thing you should probably do as well, if you have the bells playing close to each other and it's a one shot, just hit cut itself so it's not overlapping them too much and getting all muddy and stuff. Next up, we got this one shot from my drum kit right here. This is a Baton Rouge sound, but it sounds good here. So just a little impact, sort of brass right here. It sounds like this. And yeah, it just plays with that one right there. For effects on that, a little bit of reverb, some delay right there in these settings. And finally, just cutting out some of those lows. The last sound right here is a lead, and I didn't know if I wanted to add this or not, but it ended up sounding hard, so I just put that in there. The preset is Analog Aliens from Electra X. If you want an alien lead, this is probably one of the best presets if you have Electra X too. This preset is fire. And one thing you may or may not want to do is turn this off. In a glow beat, this sounds harder. Adds like a little bit of rhythm. Play it. But I just opted to turn it off. It didn't sound good at this BPM, so here's what it sounds like without it. Yeah, just like a little super simple lead pattern right there, just like kind of in the background, nothing too crazy going on. I got like a little bit of reverb on that, turned it down a little bit from my usual settings. And just this Soothe 2 right here, less spikes, more size, the default. And just this harsh EQ. Without the EQ, you got this. And width. Yeah, I just really wanted it in the background, so I didn't want to occupy too much space. And that's the whole sample. Like, this is a dumb simple sample. Here's what it sounds like all together. Just got that like ratchet vibe, that ratchet sort of street type of anthem type of shit. So we're gonna move on to the drums. So this is the beat right here. I'll play these drums so you know what's up. We'll start with the spins right here, the 808, and you just want a hard ass spins for these beats, honestly. And I'm just really following that bass line pretty strictly right here. Nothing too crazy going on. One thing is this little bounce right here. For that, you've got the envelope, turn that on, turn all these off and the hold extend it all the way. And then I just do like a little one step here so it cuts off. It just adds like a little bit of bounce, sounds cool. Pitch these up, like just having random 808s pitch up adds like a little bit of bounce too, but you know, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, and once again, all these drums are from my drum kit, the XO files too. 600 sounds, 100% free. There's no reason not to get it, so I'm gonna link it in the description. You just gotta go get that, honestly. Next up, we got the snare, basic snare. That's what it sounds like, and I'm gonna play everything together. Yeah, you don't need too much on that. Next up, we got these hats right here. Simple ass pattern. You don't want to go too crazy on these hats, even though the 808s are kind of busy. Just keep these hats simple, add a little bit of space for some bounce, and just this little step roll thing at the end right here. Play with that last velocity just for some variation, but it's pretty simple. Here's what it sounds like. And just because this is a Flint tutorial, Flint beats often use like these really high-pitched hats and snares. I kind of did that with the snare, but you'll often hear this sort of hat in a Flint beat. I just wanted to go hard on this one, so I had like a little lower hat too. But yeah, that's what I got going on right there, very simple. Next up, we got these open hats, again, very simple. I've extended these notes, and I've used the envelope thing again, same as the 808, just so it cuts off before the clap. Here's what it sounds like. Yeah, it just repeats. So yeah, very simple pattern for some bounce right there. Next up, we got this Detroit perk. You've probably heard that in like every song that's come out. Here's what it sounds like. And yeah, that repeats again. Very simple pattern just for some bounce. Last thing is this Vox. It's a Baton Rouge sound actually, and these Baton Rouge sounds just go hard in like every beat. Honestly, like they're just fire. So I recommend trying them out in other beats as well. But here's what this sounds like. And yeah, that's like a simple ass sound right there, and that is the whole beat pretty much. The only thing is this little snare roll I added the bridge. I'm gonna just play the bridge to the hook so you kind of understand this roll, but it's that simple. Yeah, it's just that, and it doesn't play anywhere else in the beat except for that bridge right there. So yeah, this is simple beat. Honestly, this video is probably longer than the actual process of making this beat. But yeah, that's how it is sometimes, man. But yeah, check out the XO files too. Got all these drums in there, 100% free. You feel me? This is a part of my activated series kits, 3 Detroit kits. You know, I got Detroit, Flint, all that in there. I highly recommend it. And yeah, man, just follow all Loopside members on our socials. You know, we try to put out these videos for you. I know it's been a while, but yeah, man, we're gonna get more consistent. And you know, have a good one and stay looped in. Peace out.